Welcome back, party people. I'm going to make that video that you previously watched a little bit more interesting, maybe with like the head thing where you can like change the layouts and stuff. But I just put myself in the top left right hand corner, nice and small, so that I'm not in your way. In your absence, apologies, I should have been recording. I separated equipment, staff, and status. If you remember, it was under here so that I can manage these and add to them in more detail in the future. So I'm going to move this and this under here. Equipment, you can now add multi equipment items, or you can search, in the search box, but it doesn't work. Whatever, we'll put fuzzy search on it, it'll work. Everything will be great. I'm sick of jobs now, so let's move on because far out. You could spend forever on each of these pages. And I think the real skill in any startup, any designer, any product manager, or any dev is understanding how to keep it very light and very minimal. I'm in a luxurious position. I can put whatever I want in here. Understand that every item that you put on the page, every single one of these things ratchets up the complexity. Not only does it ratchet up the complexity for like the user looking at it, or the developer trying to build it, or you trying to like remember all the moving parts, that all of these are like relational, right? They're all tied to each other. So you're going to have a hell of a time trying to manage all these things and have like the mental framework and the mental picture in your head for how this will look. Thank God we have things like AI that we can use to cheat and get us sort of head starts on these things. But for now, let's just move on. So clients, I have clients. Clients is currently not clickable. We need to be able to go into clients. And the reason we need to do that is because we might want to edit them. We might want to edit their details. We might want to change their phone number. We're definitely going to want to change the status. We're going to want to see historical breakdowns of active jobs or next job. It's just, we need to. We're just going to need to click in a client. So how do we do that? We go make client, far out, list items, clickable. Keep it simple. I should probably make this bigger for you as well, shouldn't I? How can we make this bigger? Not like that. Anyway, I'll figure that one out. Maybe I can zoom after I've recorded it. What are you guys building? Share in the comments below. I reckon we got 5 years. We've got 5 years to make money in this space before it's all too far gone. If you are not actively trying to build something now, getting users and or profit, not just revenue, like you need profit now within the next 5 years, because in 5 years, a person from the street will be able to walk in and say, I just need an app that does this. And I mean, it's already here and it's just not widely known yet. So if you're following along, you have 5 years to make this work, and it has to work, and you have to do it quickly. That should open the little message thing from here, the inbox. Settings, I got no idea what settings is going to do on an individual customer level. Maybe if you hit that, you can edit the customer. And maybe that's a good thing, because it's like when you don't want all staff, because obviously all staff need to see this. Maybe they don't see everything. But if you've got 400 staff, you don't want everyone seeing invoices, but you do want everyone seeing like jobs that are coming up, but you might not want them to see all the details related to a client, right? Because if you've got a client, they've paid you squazillion dollars and the staff member's like, I want a raise. And you're like, I can't give you a raise. There's no money. And he's like, well, you just got 400 grand from this customer. And you're like, yeah, but I have company expenses, insurance, I have to pay tax. And they're like, they don't get that. They don't care. They just want more money because they see how much money you're making. So we have quotes, invoices, and notes. Notes is random. We should have jobs in here. What do we call this? Sometimes it doesn't show you what it's called. Tab list. Tab list on client's detail page should include. What should it include? Jobs. The reason it should include jobs is because expenses, timesheets, schedule reports, settings is not relevant to a client, but jobs are. And it should just show like the next, it should have jobs here, and it should be like your next job, the last job, and you can drill into those jobs that way. Yeah, so back to the 5 years thing. Like if a non-technical person can get this far, yeah, there's designers out there that'll say like it's not designed well. There's developers out there that'll say that the code's not optimized. There's product managers out there that'll say, but you haven't considered this random thing that needs to be considered. Where's our thing? Where's jobs? One error. They're not wrong, but they're also not right. And the reason they're not right is because all of this stuff is moving so quick. Basically, there's some tweet. Oh no, it's a Chinese proverb. And the guy just says maybe over and over again. Like maybe it'll be bad, maybe it'll be over. It's the same thing with this. Like to say that Figma won't die or that it will die, both incorrect options, right? There's always a place for all of these tools. Sorry, that should be more sensational. Figma's going to die. Where's jobs, man? It's all moving quick. Everything's going to radically change. And we know and understand that. Make sure jobs is client detail page in the tab list as the second item. Everything's like, you don't even need this whole portion of the text editor. Like all of this gone, and this will be gone as well. Like this will just be a fluffy UI thing that you just talk to, and it'll be like, going Lewis, building the thing, here you go. At least that's how it should be. Because if you think about a grandma trying to organize photos from the past, you think about someone trying to look through the news, like they're all just going to be talking to their computer, and the computer will just do it. You're killing me here. There's like a weird error going on. I'm just going to click through all these pages to see where it's putting that stuff. Clients, right? Click into a client. There should be a job. It should be there. Jobs, quotes, invoices, documents. That's cool. Was that there before? Notes. Is it calling documents notes? Documents would be cool though. Or like comments or documents notes. I used to really stress out when this stuff happened, but it'll be fine. It just takes time, and it takes a few goes, and you just tweak it and you just iterate through it until it works, right? Still not working. Some sort of error. Please try again. I often just accept the stuff on the go as well, and then it'll like fix. There'll be a new error, and then a new error, and then a new error, and then it'll work. I mean, I got one, was it yesterday? I mean, it took like 2 hours to try and figure out what the error was. I don't even remember what it was in the end, but yeah, we got there. Where's jobs? Should be in the list. Active jobs. This is pissing me off. So, I mean, you can dwell on this stuff if you want, but I'm not going to. But I will add. Go away. It's still doing stuff. If it errors out when it's trying to fix stuff, it doesn't consume credits. I have no idea how many credits I have or how many I've gone through. I've signed up for the Pro subscription. It's like $60. So I would assume that I'm pretty well covered for quite a while, but you never know. Make settings on client detail page clickable and allow the user to edit the client details. Yeah, it's weird that jobs one's not popping up, but I'm not going to sit here and persist with it right now. Apologies. You can get it to work. I'll come back to it. I kind of like just I like to make the changes that flow well, because you don't want to get slowed down and bogged down with this like one tiny little thing. You just go broad brush and work your way through it. That should default to list view. I don't know. You tell me, should it default to list view? That's list view. This is like card view or grid view. That's list view. Maybe. Let's open up a quote. Fancy quote does all the things, like view as client, takes you to client view, accept quote, decline, request changes, request changing, leave comments. Like, come on. It's pretty hectic. Let's go back to client. No, let's go back to quote. Quote. Send quote, download as PDF. You can mark it as accepted on behalf of the customer. You can convert it to a job, and you can create an invoice. So if you accept it, So here's a question for you. If it's marked as accepted, can you do these two things now? In theory, yes, right? Maybe you lock this until it's accepted, or maybe when the job is converted, then it marks it as accepted by admin by default, and create an invoice won't happen until the job's completed, but you might want to retrospectively go in and issue an invoice for a job that was completed. Recent activity sucks, or is this very simple? This should be better. It should be like threaded activity in a feed, but for the sake of, once again, keeping it simple, let's just leave it like that. We've got the follow-ups on the quote follow-up automations. Do we have invoice follow-up automations? Status, issue date, due date, client information, company information. Enhance invoices to have the same set of tools that quotes has, such as preview, download, view as client, and so just taking this pretty good layout and then enhancing it to have the same things that quotes have, because even though they'll be slightly different, you still want the same functionality between the two, because it would be super jarring for the user if you go into invoices and in invoices you didn't have the same tools that you had in quotes. Like, you want to send the invoice, sure, it sends them an email. You want to download the PDF of the invoice, sure, but you might want to preview it before you send it so you don't look like Darrow if you've incorrectly put on details, or you want to make sure it looks professional enough. Servicepro.com. It would be hilarious, yeah, if that was available. Serve Suite by Field Routes. I think, no, yeah, Service Titan product. So these guys got acquired by Service, not Service Mate, Service Titan. They're all the same. It's all the same shit. All these apps, right? So let's try and think together what we can do. Didn't do anything. Still doing stuff. If we assume that AI agents will do most of these tasks in the near term, how can we make it more universally acceptable to AI agents? What do I mean by that? You're going to talk into your phone and you're going to say, issue an invoice to Service Pro Solutions or to Blythe Industries for pest control, and it will go and it'll create an invoice for you. So do you just make it LLM compliant or easy to understand, which is probably just like an accessibility thing? Make it really accessible so that an LLM can like tab its way through this app and then execute the task and then report back on the success of it. You're still going to need somewhere to store your data in the short term until LLMs have like infinite context windows and can store memory of activities that have happened. So I'm getting sick of waiting for this. What is it doing? Invoice actions, blah, blah. That's tidy. I actually prefer that to the quotes one. Yeah, I think that's just way less like all these buttons. Like, yeah, it's good if you're not very savvy, but I just think this looks so much cleaner. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe. I think you need it like this because otherwise this is so much on the page. This is just cleaner. And then you just have download quote, send invoice, download. So like a big part of this, particularly when there's UIs that are consistent or like the same as each other, it's a lot of back and forth where you go through and match up what's been included in one part of the application or what's been included in some dribble screenshot or Behance layout that you found, and just marrying it up. See, this is going to break stuff. I can definitely see it breaking lots of things. And just we're vibe coded our way into 2,000 lines of code addition. Great. Let's make a goal. That should be like 10,000 items or 20,000 items. Give my old tech lead a heart attack. I just refreshed there. Sorry, there was an error. It didn't compile, and then it didn't tell me what the error was. So instead of going backwards and like being worried that it'll just stay broken, we just go forwards, learn from Iron Man building his suit of armor, and we just move forward and just go, all right, it's broken still, we'll fix it. It's broken still, we'll fix it. Refresh, cache refresh, still broken, whatever. This is when you can use this type of thing, right? You go in here and you see red and you're like, oh no, what's happened? You just work through it. JSX expression must have one parent element. Cool. It's got a bit of a fancy loading thing going on as well, doesn't it? Which is cool. Except, at least it loads now. Still got 8 errors. That's fine. Call stack, React. Boom. Look at that. Sick. Convert to create invoice, convert to job. I mean, it's pretty ridiculously good. So I don't care what you say. Communication, versions, finance. Looking for a man in finance. All right. Let's stop there. We've added additions to quotes and invoices. Next up, we will try and, I don't know how fancy you can make expenses. It's probably pretty done. Timesheets is also pretty done. I think you have a timesheet and it's approved or rejected. Maybe comments. I don't know. Maybe they can go into settings and their annual leave or like their timetable. Schedule's pretty tight. Colors look shit. Maybe we can update that. We need to do each individual report. Actually, no, it's already done the report. We just need to add the data to it and maybe set a modal on this where it's a periodic email and it says like send daily itemized service reports. And then you get like a nicely branded report that gets dumped into your inbox. Great for like managers, and they're like, I want to report on all items and services that have done in the last 7 days. Give me the 7 days rolling TPS report, or give me the 30-day report. And then you're like, here you go, legend, here's your email. Settings, we need to do each individual one of these. This will be pretty boring, but maybe we can make it fun. Like if we make an AI chatbot or some crazy automations builder, that'd be sick. Anyway, if you need help with any of this stuff, give me a shout. Otherwise, peace out.